Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to the Finance Committee's meeting Thursday, July 21st, 6:30. I'd like to start off by saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First order of business, I'd like to welcome our newest member of the town, Wayne Taylor, Assistant Town Manager. Congratulations. Okay, so let's get into the approval of the minutes from the last meeting, which was
June 16th.
June 16th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 16th, 2016.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Only that it was kind of a hard reading to take minutes from because we had all those interviews. Thank you, Gabby.
Yep, well done. Okay, all those who approve, say aye.
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 Okay. Under new business, I'd like to take a vote on our newest member. We met them at the last meeting, and I think the easiest, I guess, way would be to look at, so there was John Durant. He was, I believe, the last person we interviewed. Then Sylvester Ryan was the first person we interviewed, and then followed by
McKelvey.
McKelvey, yes. No, any, I'm
Andrew
sorry.
McKelvey.
Andrew, right.
McKelvey.
So, any discussion on any of the candidates?
I just think we're really lucky because all three of them seemed very interested.
Yeah.
They came with a real variety of background. And it seemed like all of them were willing to step right in and serve.
Would agree?
Yeah, I would just encourage, we're going to pick one tonight, but I would encourage the other two to not go away. Worked out for me and Jeff. And I think
Also, yeah. we
echo
have to-
your sentiments. Yeah, I think all three of them are excellent candidates, so we can't really go wrong. But
But it's always a hard decision.
Yeah,
You
it's
have
really
to
hard.
have candidates.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is.
Um,
I don't know, so we vote on each one?
No, we.
I think we should just
someone-
make a recommendation on
someone-
one, and then,
yeah, I would like to put in, nominate Sylvester Ryan.
I'll second that.
okay. Any discussion on Mr. Ryan?
Yeah, I would just like to say I really liked his enthusiasm. I liked his presence. I love his resume. And, you know, I just think he brings a level of sincerity and enthusiasm that will be good for the town.
My thoughts on him were he brought quite a different perspective than the sitting members of the Finance Committee, and that's good.
Mhm.
Especially all his years in service in the military. I thought it was a very interesting background.
You know, at the same time, though, I really liked the other two guys. It was just a very hard decision, and, yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
It's one of those good, bad dilemmas. Good, bad dilemmas.
Yeah, no doubt. Oscar?
I am also suggesting Sylvester Ryan. His personality and his presentation was very relaxed. He is a people's person. We obviously rub shoulders with a lot of people in his 20 years of military service, and it shows through. It does show through. So I think that he would make a good member of the committee.
Plus, I don't know if you remember that he's served on some board of directors, the Plymouth Council on Aging, and a few other things. So that, to me, and plus he does have his master's in business administration. which I think needs to be pointed out.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, he was my first selection as well. Something about his presence just struck me as being a good fit.
Agreed.
Good.
So,
All right, so let's take a vote to recommend to the moderator, Sylvester Ryan. All those in favor?
Aye.
yes,
Yes.
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 Okay, unanimous. So Kathy, can you send a message to, I guess we would send it to Jerry, that we have chosen, but could you also, would you mind sending letters to both John and Andrew, expressing the fact that we'd love to have them to continue, or at least sit in the process. There's quite a possibility that there might be an opening coming shortly, and that, you know, to keep their enthusiasm up, or stop by, or whatever the case, whatever it is. Okay.
probably just as a courtesy too, it should be copied to the town clerk.
Yeah, to Deb. Yep. Good call. Where did I put- All right. Next item on the agenda, I believe, is year-end transfers. So we have one year-end transfer, I believe, which is for the DPW.
These are those end-of-year ones that are done with our approval and the selectmen's approval, $5,000 and under, correct? Is that what that one is?
It's 3% of a department's
Three-
budget,
oh.
or 5,000, whichever is
I
greater.
remember the $5,000. And what happened with the school buildings and grounds energy? Just went over, because that's what we're transferring it to. From DPW full-time salary to school building and grounds energy expense, it was just more than we expected, but not a lot more, obviously. That's a small amount in that budget item, I'm sure. Yeah.
There were just some costs that were unanticipated, and collectively, she did give me fair warning towards the end of the fiscal year that she may need a transfer, but obviously the bottom line was going to be satisfied, so I didn't get overly concerned.
I make a motion that we approve it.
Let me see it.
We didn't see it.
And I believe that there's, in the salary
Yeah, I
line,
saw it.
correct me if I'm wrong, but there's 74,000 in that line. And I think I also read that there's that they're turning back about $150,000 in the salary line for the DPW salaries.
There was a turn back.
Yeah. So it appears as though there's $156,525, of which 5,000 would be transferred out, leaving 151 and change.
And that's not the only turn back. There'll be a couple of others.
Good.
And right, I think we need to clear up, just for anyone that's watching, that this is different from our transfers out of our reserve fund,
Right.
which the next thing is gonna be
Right.
out of. This is transfers
This isn't,
within the town's budget, within the DPW. budget.
exactly. This is not a request from your contingency fund of, I believe, $100,000, which the next one is.
Yeah, Chief, real quick question. The energy line, was there any analysis done to see, has that been something that's been increasing over the past 5 years and we haven't really budgeted appropriately for it? Or is this just an anomaly? Because
Good
we had a
question.
relatively warm winter, that's the,
Yeah.
question.
What I can tell you is the assistant manager has been delegated with the task of taking a look at the energy supplier
Okay.
and
It'd be
hopes
interesting to
of
see.
potentially maybe having some savings, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, because certainly looking at next year's budget, something would be, want to be sure that we catch, so, okay, great. Any further questions for the chief?
So I made the
No,
motion,
no.
did someone second it?
So we have a motion to approve the 5,000 transfer from the FY16 DPW salary budget to the FY16 Buildings and Grounds School Energy Expense budget. I have
I made a motion.
a motion to accept. Do I have a second? Oscar seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous? Okay. Do we don't sign anything for that?
I don't think we have to, it's only on, when it's coming out of our reserve fund. I think
We
it's just
just
a
vote on
vote, and then the selectmen take a vote, right?
I don't have a
I will
form,
take it
that's why I was
manually.
asking.
Unless you need us to sign, I printed one out. It
Oh, no,
says-
I'm sorry. Request for the year, I have it.
Okay, oh,
Sorry.
you have it,
Yep, I got it.
okay.
Okay. So if everybody could just, so we need 3 copies, just sign.
Should be 3.
Yep.
Gotcha. So it was in our box.
It was, no, it wasn't in the box. Kathy gave it to me. Okay. Next is the request for transfer from our reserve fund to the, to
Human
the
resources salary
human
and board
resource salary,
secretary
right,
salary.
exactly. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
No, so I can, I'll read this for
Yeah.
the position. So, town manager sent a memorandum just to explain exactly what it was. So,
Human Resource Acting Director.
right. So as approved by the town manager, Joyce Mason, the benefit administration position was approved on July 2nd, 2015 for a reclassification from a PAP grade 8, step 2 of $19.29 an hour to a PAP grade 10, step 5 to $24.63 an hour. This reclassification was not budgeted and as a result created a deficit. So they're requesting the transfer in order to request, in order to make up the shortfall, which is 10,000, so they have a deficit in this account of $10,505.21.
No,
Oh,
that
that's the
changed
old
this
one.
one.
Sorry about that. $10,107.09, and they're requesting that we transfer out of our fund $10,200 to cover that expense.
Of which we have an available budget of $58,758.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Now,
Any
question.
further discussion?
So that was the bulk of it, was,
So
Change.
whoever this person is, what, it doesn't make a difference, the acting, got approximately a $11,000 bump when Joyce left, is how I look at it.
and the original thing said it was also, board secretary costs were up? as
I
well?
believe that's the other factor. I don't have the exact breakdown in front of me, but I think that was a contributing factor as well.
Okay, but the bulk was.
Yeah, but if yeah, right, so if I did the quick math, the difference is $5.34 per hour, and I don't know if it's 40 hours, or is it 37 and a half, I'm not sure what it is. It's 40, so 40 hours, so that's an increase of $213.60 per week at 52 weeks is $11,107.20. That's just a
But
quick
It was
math.
only a partial year.
Right.
It was only since April or May, right? Well,
Okay.
I stand by my motion that
Okay, yep.
it's obviously something that has to be done.
Oscar, any questions or further discussion?
Well, I think it's fair. What other recourse do we have to make up this money? Where do we get it from?
You don't.
We don't, huh? So we're coming to a dead end, so we have to pay it.
You would have to have
You have to pay it.
a town meeting article, wouldn't you?
have to
Yeah.
raise it, it would be
Yeah.
a deficit on the balance sheet, we
Right.
have to raise it on recap.
Right. To me, I mean, we have, because our money's just gonna go back into the
Yeah,
Right.
thing, so.
this was a position that was approved by the selectmen and Joyce and stuff like that, so, you know,
I mean,
whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent doesn't really make a difference. Jeffrey?
No, it's,
Yeah.
horse is out of the barn, so time for,
I like your attitude, right or wrong, it makes no difference.
Well,
no,
yeah,
yeah.
Did someone second my motion?
I
didn't
did.
hear. Oh, you
I
did,
did.
okay.
Dave seconded.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
Sorry, I
just
didn't
remember
hear.
when we were going through that whole exercise, I think someone used the expression a goodbye kiss or something. Remember, there was just a whole
Yeah.
list of these things.
Right.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, approved. Date of the meeting is 7/21, 16, number present voting, 1, 2, 3, 5. Transfer voting the sum of
10-2.
10-2.
It's a tough meeting.
All right, I'll fill this out afterwards. That goes into there, and
we're
then,
working hard tonight.
right? All right, so we, the next thing was the October town meeting warrant, we're gonna review that. Chief tells me that the draft isn't prepared yet, but we have received our deadlines and what we need to, meet. So we probably should look at that and determine our next, meeting, if it's not already scheduled in conjunction. So what do you think?
It goes very fast, I will say that time, because the final warrant has to be to the printer by September 13th, which means all our votes have to be in. I mean, it's not as difficult as when we're doing the budget, but how many petition articles came in?
I haven't even reviewed them all yet. You know the number? No, I haven't seen them.
I was just curious if any land articles came in.
Yeah. I remember last October was really busy.
When is
We
the
don't know.
draft, when is the draft ready?
I
We don't know.
heard there was going to be one, but
Yeah, I was just curious.
than seeing.
Do we have a rough timeline when you think the draft will be ready, Chief?
It said August 8th, for their August 8th meeting for the
I
selectmen.
know it should be ready for the next selectmen's meeting, and then obviously we'll get it right over to you.
So the next one, though, I don't think it,
Not
Kathy, was not
Monday.
on, not Monday.
I'm not,
The-
I'm sorry, not Monday, not July 25th.
Yeah.
2 weeks from then?
Okay.
So I think, I would suggest that we would have to meet the Thursday after that.
So that,
Thursday
Agreed.
after that Monday.
I agree, we should give ourselves adequate time to read it.
Well, wait, your meeting is when? Your next, August 8th?
August 8th, which would mean
So we
So
would
we-
meet that Thursday.
the 11th.
I would suggest that, because you're never gonna have enough time to do that,
That's fine.
to go
So-
through that and get the report going.
Kathy, so we probably should cancel the 18th and go with the 11th.
I'd be my suggestion.
Is the 11th okay with everybody?
August?
Yes.
August 11th?
Yep.
Not for me, but that's okay. I'm gonna be playing pickleball. Glow pickleball.
I say yes, I never know what happens
It's a
tomorrow.
I'm
Kiwanis
good.
thing,
I'm
so
good.
I'm
I'm good.
already committed to that, so.
Jeffrey?
I'm fine with it.
Okay. Kathy, would you mind changing that with Meg and Deb? Okay. So, FinCom. So that will be 6:30 again. And, so we'll cancel the 18th.
But you're gonna need, I mean, you're gonna need another one.
We may need it.
But
Well,
you're
I
gonna be
think-
working on the report.
I think we have another one for September 8th. When did you say we need to, it's 13th?
Well, the report isn't due till September 23rd. If you have taken all your votes for the warrant by September 13th, that's fine, because that's just the warrant. That needs our votes in
Yeah.
it.
Is that a little tight, you think, the 8th? Should we go to the 1st?
Oh,
Oh,
well, I
that's,
won't be here, yeah, no, you,
Actually, I won't be here either. I'm in DC.
What about the 25th of August? The selectmen will meet on the 22nd, and then might review the second draft.
What's a thought?
You
yeah,
know what, you
I'm
should
good with that.
probably, you should probably
Yeah.
just schedule it.
Yeah.
Let's put it in.
Yeah,
I might actually, well, no, well, I don't know, not sure, but we can put that in as a tentative. 25th.
At August 25th.
I mean, August
So the 11th and the
25th, sorry.
25th will be on the schedule.
If we have to change it, we'll change it.
no pickleball?
No, it's just, it's a fundraiser for the Light the Way thing. And our Kiwanis Club is working on it too. So already committed to it.
Okay. All right, good.
Did you commit to the 8th as well, Chris?
We committed to,
25th and the 11th, but did you?
yeah, 11/25,
And then
1,
September 8th.
September
The
8th.
first won't, that won't work.
yeah, so the 8th. So the 8th. Yep.
When's town meeting? What's the date? 10 what? 17?
Yep. Okay. All right. Is that good with everybody?
Yes.
All right, one final thing I believe is we have an expense for $204 for the Association of Town Finance Committees, which are 2017 dues.
I don't think we have to vote on it, we just sign it, and if there's a majority on there, that's it, isn't that correct? Yeah,
Yeah,
as long as four
As long
of
as
us
we wanna
sign
do it.
Yeah.
Pencil tonight, all things, right?
George, do you have anything that you want to bring to the Finance Committee?
I guess just the major thing would be that the school department and school committee has promised $500,000 to the town. I'm not sure if it's all transferred in there yet, but it will be coming. The exact breakdown of where it's coming from won't be available till probably your second August meeting by the time we get through with this thing, but there will be $500,000 coming back to the town for the school window project.
Do you know if there'll be any money turned back in addition to that $500,000?
No, that includes, that included, I'm going off the top of my head here, roughly 200,000 that we would have turned back.
Yeah,
We already, there was another 50,000 that we committed to pay for the study, and another, I think, 20,000 plus or minus, which we gave to DPW for some repair items.
and then is any of that remaining, so would you say 250, whatever, so 3, any of that 200,000 coming out of the school choice fund?
Some will be coming out of the school choice funds. There is some coming out of as additional salary line items and some from expense items, and the balance will be school choice.
Yeah,
Don't have the exact breakdown on that.
okay, that's fine. And then, so the survey, I'm assuming that you're paying for is gonna sort of really tie down the final number?
Yes, that's going out to find out exactly what this whole project is going to cost. I know, as I said last time, 1.9 million. It looks like it might be more like 1.7 and maybe lower than that, but
Okay. And then how much do we know, not conclusively, how much is coming from the state?
thank you. 700K.
So
approximately.
seven-
Yeah, this is,
So 7 and 5 is 12, and we might be on the hook for another
500.
5? Okay. And have you considered a funding mechanism for that yet? Mhm. From stabilization or
500 that's not covered?
The 500 that the town's responsible for.
That
They
is a
go into a
bond,
bond.
right?
Yeah.
You're talking about the 500 not covered?
Yeah, the 500 that the town's responsible for, we're gonna take a bond. Yep. Good. Okay.
How does that work? I'm just curious how that money gets transferred. I mean, it's free they're turning it back to the town. And then how does that work? I'm just curious.
It has to be certified as free cash.
Right.
That's the.
On their balance sheet.
Nope.
Oh,
On-
It's gonna be a full turn back, so you're gonna see a turn back from the school of $500,000. It's
Right.
going to be converted into free cash. Once it's certified, it'll be certified as free cash. At the October town meeting, our article will be, we have to approve the entire project, including the portion that's reimbursed.
Right.
But the funding mechanism will be $500,000 in free cash, and the remaining will be bond authorization.
Okay.
The way it works as the project is going, we kind of have to front some of the money, and then, but they reimburse as we go along, so we can be submitting the invoices as the project is moving forward. So in the end, what will be left is what we have to borrow, which we're anticipating to be about $500,000. So we'll, fund it with free cash, we'll use the reimbursement as the project is moving along, and the balance will be a bond.
Assuming the Fed doesn't do anything between now and then, and we still have our AAA rating, what would you anticipate the rate on that?
The treasurer uses either 2 to 3% as a estimate when we're estimating our bond payments.
In the term? The-
With a construction project, I believe it's 20 years is what we can borrow for. That's usually what we borrow for.
Should borrow more. Lock it in.
We need
Well, it's
more.
cheap.
Well, that brings me to my next question, and it was a question that was kind of misunderstood at the last meeting. Doesn't technically our CIP committee have to come back together and approve this, bring this project forward? I thought we did, and that was my question last month.
We did talk about doing a special meeting, so.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I'm just protocol.
Thank you,
I just
Joyce.
was
No,
curious
you're
about
absolutely,
It is a major
you're
project.
absolutely correct.
And planning construction met, I understand.
That committee that you referred to back when we were having the CIP meeting has now met, and that's moved forward, and now, obviously, we'll have a special CIP meeting.
That's what I thought. I thought technically we just have to go through those
Yep.
steps.
And in case you're wondering what the rush appears to be, we don't want to lose the $700,000 from the
Absolutely.
state. I just want you to realize that's why we're expeditiously moving along here.
how long will the survey take? And has that
That's
been,
being done by the Department of DPW, and I don't really know what the time frame on that is.
is there a cutoff from the state? Like, you have to shovel in the ground by a certain time?
I don't have that timeline off the top of my head, but what I can tell you is we're hoping, assuming everything goes as planned and assuming everything's approved, to be doing this a year from now,
During the summer.
during the summer, the summer of 2017.
Yep.
While the schools are out of session, the lead time for the windows is something like 6-7 months.
Makes sense. They gotta make them, yeah. Yep.
Why the rush to get this now?
I mean-
Be done during the summer.
I'm totally all for this. It's been on the CIP's agenda for years, and it's something that has to be done, but I just want to make sure we've dotted all our i's and crossed all our t's with the process. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
In reference to the newspaper article, front page, about a week ago, of the school choice fund, which grew overnight to $1.5 million, and nobody knew about it.
Yeah, it's not 1.5, is it?
It was in the newspaper.
Yeah, well, don't believe everything.
It was.
Well, I'm just saying, I want an explanation. I want to understand how $1.5 million can be in an account and we don't know about it.
Well, we knew
We knew,
a
yeah.
million of it for quite a while. We've known that. We've discussed it in this room.
You know, but,
The rest of it was a turn back from this year, but then that's coming back to the town. So a school committee meeting last night, actually, there's a couple other things you'd probably be interested in. One is that we are going to have discussions as to exactly what we want to do with the school choice money in terms of educating as far as the students is concerned. That is going to be probably a special subcommittee. We are limited on certain things that we just can't do. Certain things we'd really like to do, but just can't do it because of the way the school choice money is allocated. The other thing that we had at the meeting last night was a presentation by the police department, Lieutenant and Detective Kuzo, and it's called Alice, and it's a program that the superintendent and the principals and the assistant principals will be participating in terms of what to be done, what should be done if a gunman enters the school. What procedures should we be taking? It was a very good presentation, fascinating. So the main staff will be going to that, and then the eventual plan is to have a trial run, if you will, or a mock in each of the schools
Right?
at some point, so.
George, was there any consideration, I know I brought this up, and it's sort of more of a very lofty sort of, thought, but if you were to look at the trend of your enrollments and looking at certain things, I know part of that question was, and certainly the windows need to get replaced, but,
I asked the superintendent about that, where that was going, and there will always be a need for the 3 school buildings.
okay.
We have to drop down to a tremendously low number, and that is not,
I'm shocked by that, because the educational capacity of 2 of those buildings would well cover 1,600 students. Wow. I'm really shocked.
how
Do
many?
you have a 5-year plan? Like, so here's the other thing, and the town side needs to do the same work, which is to look at, 5 years, where are we gonna be in 5 years, right? What's your budget projected to be in 5 years? Same with the town, so we have a little bit of foreshadowing happening to know that, based on a trend, and based this, that, blah, 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 do you guys, is the finance team put anything together on anything like that?
not that I'm aware of. I know there has been work in the school department, but not anything on the committee that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I think it might be a valuable exercise. I don't think it's that difficult, quite honestly, with Munis. I could be wrong, I'm not well-versed in Munis, but certainly it looks as though you could take sort of trends, and not obviously by line, right? But you could certainly look at it and just give an idea as to, for us, as far as town and being an advisory, looking at sort of what that may look like 5, I'm not suggesting 10, but, I think it's a valuable exercise, I think.
Well, we used to do it then in the reverse when I was on the school committee, because obviously we were growing exponentially, and we did it. And at one point, we were talking about temporary classrooms, because we knew we'd hit that peak and then come back down. But I'm baffled. I really think you need to study it. I'm totally baffled by that, because 1,180 students is the educational capacity of the high school, middle school. 1,350 is the actual occupancy rate. They couldn't fit that many in there. And I know that the Quashnet School's around 800, so do the math. To me, I'm just surprised by that statement. I think it would be worth your while to study it, and be worth the while of the entire town to study that, to see what we could do with that.
Yeah, it might be a worthy exercise, because it would be good for us, and not only the town side, to sort of be able to look at future budgets and to say, this is what we need to raise, or this is what, the townspeople need to expect, and, that kind of plays into the whole capital budget, so we don't get hit with, windows expenses and stuff like that. We know on the town side, we're gonna have to fund police cars and DPW trucks and maintenance for the buildings and stuff like that. So I just offer the suggestion. Certainly we'll be asking the town manager to look at a 5-year plan for the town side, so we can get a better handle on, what we're doing. Because it might also dictate, too, our capital expenditures with the school coming off, you know, it's gonna free up some cash that we, especially at the bond rating that Dave was talking about looking at, you know, some capital projects, case in point DPW and stuff, but.
Which is something we've talked about for a long time on the CIP, that magical 2017 year. Because let's face it, that high school's old now. It's 20
Yes, it
years
is, yeah.
old. My son entered that high school in the fall of 96, so that's 20 years. It's amazing. People still call it the new high school. It's not at all. So we also have to think about that.
So, just
Okay, will do.
Just a
I'll pass that on.
consideration, you know.
Can do, we can do that.
Okay,
Good maintenance is cheaper than new
Yes,
buildings.
right.
absolutely.
Thank you, George.
Okay.
Any other questions? Well, I'm sorry, any other questions for George?
We've tormented him enough,
Enough?
haven't we?
He looks tired.
It's awfully nice of you to attend these meetings. I will say that. Thank you, George.
My pleasure.
Anybody else have anything for the committee?
Well,
Well, I just, one comment, I was at the finance webpage recently, and
It's
it
way
needs to be
off.
updated. I'm listed as the vice chairman.
Oh, congratulations.
I don't think Mike is even listed as a member of our board
or
on there either.
what's
yeah.
his name, still mentioned on it?
Tom.
Tom.
Tom's still getting the emails.
Is that Bruce Stello, or that I send?
I'll take care of it.
Will you take care of that? Okay.
With that as a segue.
Thanks, Wayne.
Last time we met, when are we due to vote on?
Well, we talked about the reorganization, but interesting enough, the person that we sort of waited for reorganizing, again, is not here. So,
Plus, we also kind of decided that once we were a full board again, we would make that decision.
if that's what we should do,
So
you know,
at the
when we
next
get,
meeting on August 11th.
on
we should
August 11th, we
reorganize.
can reorganize, when Sylvester's here,
What are the
and perhaps Michael.
recommendations? Who's going to lead? Who's up for?
Well, that's something we'll discuss at the next meeting, even if it's on there.
Yep.
I won't be here, but it's okay.
You sure of that, huh?
Playing pickleball.
I'm going to miss you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
All
a
right. Is
fundraiser I
that okay
committed
with
to,
everybody?
sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Sitting next to
Yeah.
you,
That's fine.
I don't have anything to say. I mean, I cannot say anything because you spell it all out. You do a good job. You're doing a good job.
Thank
I listened to you very
Oscar.
carefully.
Thank you, Oscar, appreciate
All right.
that.
No other discussion?
No,
I have, so then I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved,
Second.
All those approved, say aye.
Aye.
yes.
Aye. Great, thanks, everybody.